Without hearing from any of the rest of you, we have an hour and a half of conversation right here. So what piece of this would you like to zero in a little bit on?
Maybe just first of all, how to develop that kind of dialogue with someone who is in the middle of that journey of understanding what it means or what it could feel like or what that possibility of the experience of touching into someone.
Is this a client who needs me to touch into them, or is this a client who needs me to touch on them? What are my clients' needs and goals? What are they here for? Why do they come? Now I have to admit to a prejudice. I like to touch into the body, way more than just on the body. So my hope is almost always, by meeting that client where they are of wanting to just be touched on, that experience will be a positive and an assimilable experience for them, so that they will say, oh, I'd like some more of that, right? And maybe I'll take a little more of that in deeper, right? So for me, it's a very practical, very simple thing. What would you like from your session today? That's the first and foremost way for me to get to the answer to that.
I mean, what is somatic, first of all? And the quickest answer is it is the body that you live in. The somatic body, if I want to touch the somatic body, I want to touch the experiencing, the psychological part of the Rolf method, that, as I understand it, is in twofold. The first thing is the experience of a communicating touch, the experience of a touch that doesn't whack at a body to make something happen, but a body that, a touch that is receptive and waiting and invoking some response from the client, and the client learning to participate, to be receptive and use the hands and move in response to it, to create this communication, which is an initiation for many people into the present existence of themselves as a body. That calls out a body that is...
This feeling of sometimes touching someone, there are these layers, and then there's the body. There's the cultural overlay, there's the historical overlay, there are all these overlays, and a lot of times people are sort of sitting inside of these things, and if you go near the boundaries, they can have process happen because they're kind of touching into areas of themselves that they haven't been really living in. It's like you live on this hill and you've never gone down the slope to kind of check what's going on there. And a thing that can happen for me with body work is it's always kind of creating space. I mean, you're just kind of opening, like I'll say sometimes to students, well, you know, people are so busy filling up space, then one of my, it's not a prejudice, it's an intention, is to create a space so the person can find zero. You know, it's okay for you to be here. You don't have to talk. You don't have to impress me. You don't have to do any of that.
I looked around quite a bit, and I could really feel the involvement and the participation of many of you. So thank you.